Welcome back, campers, to another choice board video. This time we're talking about the craze of Bitmoji Classroom. So this definitely took off a few years ago, but it is still hanging on and going strong. So for those of you who are like, what is a Bitmoji Classroom? I thought we were talking about Google Classroom. Let me explain really quickly what it is. So what teachers have done is they have taken their Bitmoji. This is an app on your phone that you create your own little cartoonish avatar. And then they are using the Chrome extension to get the different Bitmoji stickers that have a transparent background so you can layer them on top of other things. And they are putting themselves in little scenes of different classrooms, as well as bringing in different graphics and other PNG files with transparent backgrounds to kind of decorate their classrooms. And then they are attempting to link different resources to the different little icons and images that they're bringing in so that students have kind of a one-stop shop to click on and access all kinds of different resources. So with that being said, I want to give kind of a cautionary tale here. We had a class or a school actually in our district that had gone all in on this craze, and it's awesome whenever you see staff on an entire campus embrace something new and engaging for students. And they had basically decided, all right, we're going all in with Bitmoji Classroom, and we're not even going to use Google Classroom. And my question to them was, well, how are you distributing and collecting digital work? And how are you giving students timely and actionable feedback before their assignments are fully graded? And they really didn't have an answer for me because upon digging a little further and looking at what they had linked in their Bitmoji classrooms, it really was just a catch-all for materials and resources for students to access to go to different platforms to practice different skills. There was a lot of canned kind of curriculum type stuff. There wasn't a whole lot of creation or actual assignments attached to it. So I had talked to them about the idea that this is a great way to package all of your resources, but you still need an LMS like Google Classroom to try to streamline the workflow process for you and your students so that you, again, are able to give them digital copies of an assignment, and then you're able to get in there and give them timely and actionable feedback. So just take that for what it is, but we will kind of explain some of the different tips and tricks that you can use to engage students with a Bitmoji Classroom as part of your Google Classroom. So what I mean by materials, again, these are things that you wouldn't necessarily assign to students, you just want to give them access to them. So in your Google Classroom, in the Classwork tab, when you create a new post, you have the option to create an assignment, a quiz, a question, a material, or reuse another post from another class. So a material is students just need to get a link to it so they can get to it quickly without having to bookmark it themselves or have the teacher, write the web address on the board. It's just a great way to help students get to things faster. So with a material, you're not actually grading that. You're not actually giving them an assignment of something to do. It's just something to access. So if you were going to create a Bitmoji Classroom in Google Slides, I would definitely say attach that as a view-only link under a material post, and then you could leave it under its own topic or leave it loose here at the top of your classwork page in Google Classroom. All right, so that's kind of the mindset behind it and the mechanics of how to post it for students to have access to it. But now let's get into some of the tips and tricks for making it fun and engaging. So first off, you will need a smartphone to download the Bitmoji app, because that is where you create your avatar, as well as decide what kind of wardrobe and fashion you're going to have. I picked a plain old shirt and tie for mine, so it was school appropriate, look like a teacher. All right, but then once you have done that on the app, you want to add the Chrome extension, which is linked right here to the Bitmoji icon. And then that will add it as an extension so that when you click on it, and mine's probably not logged in, fingers crossed. But as soon as you go into the extension here, you have a search bar at the top, and then you'll see you have a whole catalog of different stickers and poses and phrases that you can do with it. And you can see there's quite a bit. So you can search at the top. You can also go through these different categories. But the first rule of thumb that I talk to teachers about is finding ones that have your entire body in them so that you can easily layer that into any part of your classroom scene. So the ones that are cut off, you either have to find a desk to kind of put yourself behind or some other object so that it looks like you're fully present in the scene as opposed to just half of you. So let me find one that has full body. So here's a perfect one. You're using the big cartoon pointer finger. Teachers love those. Kids love those. So when I click on it, it says to right click, and then let's see here. It'll let me download it. There we go. So I'm just going to save image as, and it's going to be a PNG file on my Chromebook here. But if you were doing this in slides, I would just drag and drop it right into slides. It's going to be perfect. I'm just going to show you some other things that you can do with it, some other tools. And while I'm at it, I'm going to grab this one with the tambourine and do the same thing. Just save image. Oh, not copy image. Save image. And I'll explain why in just a minute. So that one with the pointer finger, that one's perfect for bringing it right into your slides because it's already what we want. It's just me, my whole body. There's no other graphics around that I would have to try to remove in order to layer in nicely with the rest of my scene. But this one with I think it's a ferret with maracas. So I may or may not want to include the rest of that little scene with my Bitmoji. All right, so I'm going to use one of two tools here, and if you took the choice board option in the Google Slides one on different images and icons, you saw this one already. But there's two great websites, free tools that you can use to doctor up some of your pictures and remove things that you don't otherwise want in them. And those are remove.bg and cleanup.pictures. So I'm going to actually use this one real quick, remove.bg, to show you how to remove those extra elements in the otter one there. Not this one, but the otter one. No, it was a ferret. Sorry, I'm trying to move my camera, and it's being wonky. Okay, so I'm going to click, I'm here on remove.bg, I'm going to click upload image, and I'm going to find that one with the fodder or the, I don't know, I can't mix those two words together, ferret and otter. All right, recent, there it is right here. Or is that a cat? Oh my gosh. Okay. Needless to say, it has to go because I don't even know what it is. I think it's a ferret. Okay, so you see right away it automatically removed the color splash in the background, which is awesome. But if I still want to get rid of this other character here, I'm going to go to Edit. I'm going to click on the Erase and Restore option. And this is an awesome little magic eraser. It's using AI to determine that it needs to remove things that you've highlighted in red. So I'm just going to color red over this entire creature, whatever it is. Sorry, artists who drew it, thinking it perfectly depicted the animal that you thought it did. But I'm going to also swoop around and go ahead and get rid of these music notes. And then as soon as I let go, it's going to do its little magic. And it should leave just me with my tambourine here. And the reason I show you this is so that if you find one that you really, really like, but it has a phrase or something else in the scene that you're like, but I can't have that in there, don't worry, you can remove it using tools like this. All right, so it looks great. I'm going to use it as is. So download image, and it's going to go right to my clipboard if I do copy to clipboard, and then I can paste it right into my slide deck. All right, so that's an awesome tool, one that I use all the time. Definitely recommend it. And you can do something very similar with cleanup.pictures. Okay? All right, we're going to wrap up because there's only a few seconds left on this video here. I'm trying to stay within my time limit. I know I can be ad nauseum here with all the different things you can do. But right up here, we have Facebook. There is a Facebook group that's all dedicated to Bitmoji Classrooms. They share tips and tricks all the time. So if you wanted to join that group, click on the little Facebook icon. And then if you wanted an entire slide deck full of resources, you can click on this one here. And you can see it's got a whole bunch of images that teachers would want in their classroom, some different seating options, different plants, different clocks and technology that you can include. And I believe this one also has a bunch of different scenes already, different classrooms once it loads here. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to take a while to load because it's got so many slides in here. But it is view only, and you'll just have to go to File, Make a Copy, and then you have access to all of this that somebody has already taken the time to search for and curate into this slide deck. So you could go hog wild with it. All right, and then last but not least, I also wanted to point out the Giphy Chrome extension. So if you wanted to add some animations to draw students' attention to something specific, then you have the regular GIFs that are, it's a full scene that's animated on a loop. But if you wanted one with a transparent background, you can click this other little option here that's stickers. And these have transparent backgrounds. Notice right away that there are some that are inappropriate, so you would not obviously let students have access to this. But let's say if you wanted to add something fun like this little dancing person here, pretty goofy, you can download, or in your slides you can just drag and drop right in there just like your Bitmoji one. So again, have fun with it, but remember that this is just a great way to package your resources that you want students to have access to. It's not necessarily part of your workflow for collecting work and offering timely and actionable feedback. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video. Have fun creating your Bitmoji classrooms.